The magistrate, on hearing the parties, may decide the case and issue an order of eviction. Giving the workman a reasonable time to vacate the premises, he may order a police officer to evict such workman. Certificate of termination of service. Every permanent workman shall be entitled to a service certificate at the time of his dismissal, discharge, retrenchment, or retirement from service. Liability of employer. Employer shall be personally responsible for following the standing orders whether the workman has been employed by him or by the contractor. Now we get to the next topic of the series of tutorial and voiceover on mercantile law. And now we talk about the payment of wages. The law relating the payment of wages is contained in the Payment of Wages Act 1936. It applies to the whole of Pakistan. After the 18th constitutional amendment, this law has been adopted by the provinces. It applies to persons employed in a factory, industrial establishment, commercial establishment, and to persons employed otherwise in a factory, upon any railway, by the railway administration, either directly or through a subcontractor, by a person fulfilling a contract with the railway administration. Let's talk about the definitions first of all. Factory. A factory means a factory defined in Clause J of Section 2 of the Factories Act 1934. Industrial establishment. An industrial establishment means any tramway, motor omnibus service, dock, wharf or jetty, inland steam vessel, mine, quarry, oil field, plantation, workshop, or other establishment in which articles are produced, adapted, or manufactured with a view of their use, transport, or sale. And then the next one is the establishment of a contractor who directly or indirectly employs persons to do any skilled or unskilled manual or clerical labor for hiring and rewarding in connection with the execution of a contract to which he is a party, and includes the premises in which or the site at which any process connected with such execution of the job is carried on. Plantation. The plantation means any estate which is maintained for the purpose of growing plants, rubber, coffee, tea, on which 25 or more persons are employed for that purpose. Railway administration. The railway administration has the meaning assigned to it under Section 3(6) of the Railway Act 1890. Wages. Wages mean all the remuneration capable of being expressed in terms of money, which would, if the term of the contract of the employment express or implied were fulfilled, be payable, whether the conditionally, upon the regular attendance, good work, good conduct, or other behavior of the person or the employed, or otherwise. To a person employed in respect of his employment or of work done in such employment, and includes any bonus or other additional remuneration of the nature aforesaid, which would be so payable, and any sum payable to such person by reason of the termination of his employment does not include. Well, let's talk about the value of house accommodation, supply of light, water, medical attendance, or other amenity, or of any service excluded by general or special order of the provincial government. Any contribution paid by the employer or any pension fund or provident fund. Any traveling allowance or value of traveling concession. Any traveling allowance or any traveling concession. Any sum paid to the employed person to defray special expenses entailed on him by the nature of his employment. Any gratuity payable on the discharge, any gratuity payable on the discharge of his duties, responsibilities, and liabilities. Responsibilities of payment of wages. Every employer, including a contractor, shall be responsible for the payment of persons employed by him of all wages,